Hello, my name is Adam, and I am going to show you how to do custom motions on the Now robot using the timeline behavior. So, an instance when you would want to have a custom motion on the Now is, say for example, you are programming the robot to do a special dance or a specific hand gesture or something like that. Um, you can also make the robot move its legs and its head, um, and you have control over any joint in the body. So it's actually not that difficult to create a custom motion. Um, we will use the timeline box down here, and you drag it up here just like any other behavior. Um, where we get into actually programming the motion is when you double click on the timeline box and we come into this menu here where we have behavior layers and motion settings. So we'll start with just a single behavior layer, and then we'll go back and we'll show what you can do if you add multiple behavior layers. And you'll see that the robot can do multiple things at one time. But let's just start with the basics. So we have this keyframe 1, and we're going to make the robot wave its arms. So we'll go to the timeline editor button that looks like a little pencil. Now there's quite a few different buttons on the taskbar here, and we'll want to click on this one that looks like a hammer and a screwdriver. That's the settings. So we want to use the periodic setting to record motions. So there are 3 different options here. You can use interactive bumpers to sort of tell the robot when to record motions, or you can use the head tap to separate the different parts of the motion. We've found that using the periodic setting is the most straightforward. And down here in the advanced section, you want to make sure that this allow timeline extension, you want to make sure that that is on. So what this is telling us is that the robot is just going to be letting us move it around, and it's going to be listening constantly and recording the way that we move it, and we'll see this. So over here is the robot's joints. So you can choose to record only one joint or all the joints or a couple joints if you want. We're going to start off by recording all of them. And when you pop your Choreograph timeline editor open, this might not be visible. It might look like this. So the way to get that view is to come up here and click on this little box, switch recording mode. So you click on that, and then you can choose which joints to record. Okay, and going over to the robot here, the way that we're going to be able to move the robot is by touching its hand, and it will sense that I'm touching its hand, and it will release its motors, and I can move it. So we actually want to make sure that the robot is in animation mode up here as opposed to autonomous life mode. So make sure that this is red, and then all we do is click start, and we will grab the arm and move it, and then hit stop, and these are all of our joint angles separated by 0.5 seconds. like we said, right here. You can adjust the time between recordings if you'd like. Alright, now let's go ahead and play the motion that we just created by clicking on the play button right here. And you see the robot's arm is moving just like we told it to. Alright, good. Now once you've created a motion, you can actually slide these bars around, and this will sort of make the motion longer or shorter, slower or faster. You can put them all really close together, and the robot is gonna basically do the motion faster at that specific point. And that will be a little bit more advanced, and that's something that you just kind of do for your specific motion when you get a little into it. Alright, so that's a basic motion right there. Next, we'll do the legs in a new timeline, just because the legs are slightly different, because you have to click the foot bumpers down here in order to engage and disengage them. Alright, so here we go. We'll go to the same menu. We'll record all of the limbs. Check that our settings are there. Yep, they are. Okay. And we're just going to make the robot kind of like crouch and then sit back down just to show what it looks like. Alright, so we'll start recording. And I'll click the foot bumper. Now both legs should be disengaged, and yep, now they are. And you'll also see a green light on the feet. That means that they're disengaged. And then when you click the bumper, they'll turn red. That means they're engaged. And then click them again, we'll make the robot sit down. Just like that. Engage them. And that'll be the end of our motion. There it is. This one will probably take a while since I was talking over it, but here, we'll play it back. So notice the robot is in the exact pose that we had him in when we were programming this. Also, you'll want to kind of stabilize your robot while he's doing the motion for the first time, because you don't know if it's going to be balanced or not. So it fell down there. But you saw it was starting to stand up and then sit down. We'll try it one more time. Maybe not. Alright. So then we go back to the root, and you can play these things in series with each other. And so you can have it wave its arms and then stand up. And then let's get to the part about multiple behavior layers. So right now we're in the timeline where it waves its hands. So let's just make it say something while it's waving its hands. So we'll add a behavior layer 2, and we can actually drag regular old behaviors into this layer, and so we can make it say stuff like I'm a robot. Okay. And let's go ahead and play Actually, one thing is that you have to play the whole entire program if you want the behavior layers to work together. So we will watch the execution go. All right, upload it. I don't know if you heard that. We'll turn the volume up a little bit.
I'm a robot.
So you saw that it did that hand jerk really quick. That's because I sped up these little markers here. So if I spread them out a little bit more, then the robot's gonna do those hand motions a little slower. So here, we'll play it again.
I'm a robot.
Well, it didn't seem like it was a whole lot slower, but
I'm a robot.
yeah. Okay. So, in this tutorial, we have kind of touched the basics on recording custom motions using the timeline behavior. And as you can see, you can pretty much make the robot move and do whatever you want. So this is a pretty powerful tool, and you can get pretty creative with it. All right, thank you very much.